Have you ever wished that you could turn your brain off so you could just fall asleep? Just if you could have just a switch or like a lamp that you could just, and your brain would be off and you would be asleep. Have you ever wished for that? A lot of people do, especially people with ADHD. But you don't want that, trust me. What you want off is the worrying, the future, the past, and how it relates to the future. All of that nonsense. That's what you want off. But you don't want your brain off. Because if the brain turned off at night, then what's a dream? How does a dream come up? Where is it coming from? The truth is that a brain being off is real. There's multiple versions of it. There's fainting. When blood flow drops, your brain loses power and you're blacking out. Nothing restorative happens to your brain the way that it should be happening when you're sleeping. And when you wake up, you're confused. You're definitely not refreshed. There's being drunk and passing out. That happens because alcohol sedates you, but it wrecks your actual sleep. So you might fall asleep fast, but it's gonna wake you up at a certain point way, way worse, confused, wired, and yet so tired at the same time. And it's just a nightmare. And there's being sick and constantly kind of falling asleep, kind of passing out from being sick. That is from your body running out of resources. Passing out or turning your brain off is what happens instead of sleep. But what you want is sleep. Because what does sleep do? Your brain actually works all night, really, really hard. It's filing all the memories from today so you'll have them. It's rinsing away all that waste that built up during the day. It resets the chemistry that controls your mood and focus. And it even rehearses things in your dreams. During dreaming, brain activity is almost identical to being awake. Wanting it off is wanting to fire the night shift and expecting the store to still be fully restocked in the morning. So why does horror play in our mind first? Why does anxiety control us so much when we're trying to fall asleep? Why are those the thoughts that pop up? All day, anxious thoughts kept trying to come in because that's what they do. And they've had so many things to fight against. Screens, people, memories, tasks, noise. Those anxious thoughts have been losing that fight. But nighttime, when you close your eyes, is prime time, baby. When you close your eyes, you have zero input. The brain hates an empty stage and it fills it with whatever signal is strongest. And of course, the threat signal or the anxiety one is strongest for our survival. We need to notice threats. So the first thing that's going to pop into your head a lot of times is most likely going to be some kind of horror. It's completely normal. When you're trying to go to sleep and you close your eyes, think of it as if you're walking into a movie theater and you can't control the projector, but you do get a remote control, so you can flip the channel. The first thing that's going to play is going to be horror, and there's a good chance that the second and the third are going to be horror or thriller or mystery, stuff that's going to keep you up. What you want to look for as you flip between movies is something less involved, an adventure story, maybe a comedy, maybe even a drama, maybe a romantic comedy. The other night, I was in bed trying to fall asleep. All of a sudden, an anxious thought popped up. My dear dog Charlie is going to eventually die, and I don't want that to happen. So I switched it over to thinking about my favorite show growing up, Wishbone. And then anxiety came and hijacked that too. It was like, oh, Wishbone? Like the one with the dog, Soccer? You know Soccer is dead. Died of old age. You know who else is going to die of old age? Charlie. And it's going to be sooner than you think. Nope. Flip. It might keep trying to get you. There's a lot of horror out there, but you don't have to let it. Keep flipping that channel. You're the one holding the remote. So that night, I flipped the channel and I started thinking, what else was on around that time on TV when I was little? What was I watching? Other shows, other questions, other things started popping into my head on their own at that point. What were the colors of that thing? What kind of font did that thing have? Which teachers did I feel were like this and like that? I wonder how old they were, those teachers, versus how old they looked to me when I was a little kid. The idea isn't testing myself. It's not even about searching. It's about browsing. Oh, that. Hey, something I like to do in my waking hours as well is walk to my favorite library in my area and just peruse stuff, pretty much everything, fiction, nonfiction, even magazines, just for stuff that I could learn and find out, and books that I can learn about, and different types of books and different types of information and knowledge. I always stay very open-minded about it. It's very different from going to the library, searching for something very specific. It's browsing, wandering. Sometimes I will open a book or a magazine or something, and there would be an interesting fact, and I would just write it down for myself in my phone, just for fun, like a fun fact. I go out of curiosity. Curiosity is warm and it has no stakes. At night, I treat my childhood as the library. I get curious about memories, like what was it actually like, just because. It's a great time to just be curious with yourself about yourself. I don't believe you really want your brain to be off so you can sleep. What you wanted was a better movie, but you were holding the remote the whole time. You are holding it every time. And I promise you, you can change the channel, even if you have ADHD. I'll see you next time.